Ever had that feeling? That moment where your brain just buffers? You're in the middle of a sentence in English, you know exactly what you want to say in your own language, but your mouth just freezes.
Oh, that feeling is the worst. Like when you're ordering a coffee and the barista asks, anything else? And your mind goes completely blank. You want to say, no, that will be all, thank you. But all that comes out is a panicked, no. And you just run away.
Exactly. Or you send a text to a new friend. You want to say, I'd love to, but I'm a bit busy this evening. But you rush, you translate directly from your language, and it comes out as, no, I am busy. And suddenly you sound cold and uninterested. Your friend gets confused, the vibe gets awkward, and you're left thinking, that's not what I meant at all.
We have heard the story 1,000 times. We know this feels overwhelming, and it's so frustrating when your personality gets lost in translation. I had a student, Steve, a brilliant engineer from Brazil. In Portuguese, he was funny, sharp, and the life of the party. But in English, he was so quiet. He told me, Emily, I feel like I have a Ferrari engine for a brain, but the transmission is stuck in first gear.
That's a perfect description. Well, today we are going to fix that. We are going to install a brand new high-speed transmission in your English brain. And it all comes down to one simple habit. A habit that will take you from slow, word-by-word translation to smooth, confident speaking.
This isn't about magic. It's a technique, a powerful, trainable habit that native speakers use without even thinking. And by the end of this video, you will too. So get ready because your speaking speed is about to get a serious boost.
Now, we could just tell you the habit, but it's crucial to understand why this is so much more than a simple tip. This isn't just about speaking faster.
No, it really isn't. This is about closing the gap between the person you are and the person you can be in English. It's about finally texting your crush without rereading it 20 times in a panic. It's about walking into a party and joining a conversation without that wave of fear washing over you.
It's about getting back your mental energy. Think about it. Speaking English right now might feel like running a marathon while doing complex math in your head. It's exhausting. The goal isn't just to speak faster, it's to make speaking feel easier, to make it feel like you.
We want you to feel that joy of connection, the laughter that comes from a shared joke, the feeling of belonging when you're talking with international friends or colleagues. That's the real prize here. This habit is the key that unlocks that door.
And stick with us, because later in the video, we're going to do a deep dive on a topic that scares so many learners, filler words. We'll show you how to use and like to sound more fluent, not less. But first, we have to understand the mistakes that are holding you back.
Okay, before we learn the new way, we have to diagnose the old way. There are 3 common mistakes, 3 traps that keep you stuck in that slow motion speaking mode. Let's see if you recognize yourself in any of these.
Mistake number 1, the word-for-word translator.
Oh, this one is so common. I had a wonderful student, Maria, from Spain. When her friend asked how she was feeling, Maria would think in Spanish, me siento feliz, and then translate each word directly. She'd say, I feel myself happy. Or when asked her age, she'd translate tengo 28 años to I have 28 years.
Facepalm. We've all been there. It makes logical sense, right? You just swap the words. But here's the problem. Your brain is doing 2 incredibly difficult jobs at once. First, it's finding the word in your native language. Second, it's searching its memory for the English equivalent. Then it does it again for the next word, and the next. That's why there are those long, painful pauses between each word. You're not speaking, you're performing a live translation in your head. It's slow, it's exhausting, and it often results in unnatural-sounding sentences.
Exactly. So that's trap number 1. Now for trap number 2.
Mistake number 2, the grammar perfectionist.
Oh, I know this one personally. This was me when I was learning French.
This is my student, Chen. Chen was brilliant. He knew every grammar rule in the book. The past perfect continuous? No problem. The third conditional? Easy. But when you asked him a simple question like, "What did you do this weekend?" Silence. Total silence.
Because in his head, he was building the perfect sentence. Okay, weekend is in the past, so I need past tense. I went to the park with my friends. I should use a conjunction. I went to the park with my friends and we played soccer. Wait, is that the best verb? Maybe we engaged in a match? No, that's too formal.
And by the time he's built this grammatically flawless masterpiece in his head, the conversation has moved on. The other person is already talking about something else.
We know this comes from a good place. You want to speak correctly, and we admire that. But the fear of making a mistake becomes a prison. It stops you from speaking at all. Remember this, fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. Communication beats perfection every single time.
Okay, on to our final and maybe most surprising mistake. This is the one that even intermediate learners fall for.
Exactly. So that's trap number 1. Now for trap number 2.
Mistake number 3, the vocabulary collector. Oh, I know this one personally. This was me when I was learning French. This is my student, Chen. Chen was brilliant. He knew every grammar rule in the book. The past perfect continuous? No problem. The third conditional? Easy. But when you asked him a simple question like, "What did you do this weekend?" Silence. Total silence.
Because in his head, he was building the perfect sentence. Okay, weekend is in the past, so I need past tense. I went to the park with my friends. I should use a conjunction. I went to the park with my friends and we played soccer. Wait, is that the best verb? Maybe we engaged in a match? No, that's too formal.
And by the time he's built this grammatically flawless masterpiece in his head, the conversation has moved on. The other person is already talking about something else.
We know this comes from a good place. You want to speak correctly, and we admire that. But the fear of making a mistake becomes a prison. It stops you from speaking at all. Remember this, fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. Communication beats perfection every single time.
Okay, on to our final and maybe most surprising mistake. This is the one that even intermediate learners fall for.
Mistake number 3, the vocabulary collector.
Wait, Emily, let me tell you about Leo. Leo was a vocabulary machine. He used flashcard apps for hours every day. He could tell you the English words for abacus, chrysanthemum, and serendipity. He probably knew more individual English words than I do.
So, he must have been a great speaker, right?
That's what's so crazy. No, he was just as slow as everyone else. When he tried to speak, it was like, I had a very serendipitous encounter with a friend. It was painful. He had this giant box of beautiful, expensive Lego bricks, but he had no idea how to snap them together to build anything.
This is what most learners miss. They think, if I just learn more words, I will speak faster. But that's not true. Knowing 5,000 individual words is useless if you can't connect them into phrases quickly. It's not the number of bricks you have. It's about knowing how they fit together.
So, to recap, the word-for-word translator, the grammar perfectionist, and the vocabulary collector. 3 roads that all lead to the same place: slow, stressful, and unnatural speaking.
Exactly. So that's trap number 1. Now for trap number 2.
So, to recap, the word-for-word translator, the grammar perfectionist, and the vocabulary collector. 3 roads that all lead to the same place: slow, stressful, and unnatural speaking. But don't worry, because we are about to show you the superhighway, The one simple habit that avoids all three of these traps. All right, are you ready for it? The simple habit that will double your speaking speed is stop learning single words. Start learning chunks. That's it. It's a mind shift. A chunk is just a group of words that native speakers almost always use together. They are pre-built phrases. They are the Lego creations that are already stuck together. Think about it. When I say, "How's it?" what does your brain automatically finish it with?
Going.
Exactly. Or by the,
Way.
on my.
Way.
See? How's it going? By the way, on my way. These aren't three separate words. In a native speaker's brain, they are one unit, one chunk. When you think in chunks, you don't have to build sentences from scratch anymore. You just grab the chunks you need and link them together. This is the secret. So how do you do it? We have 3 simple steps.
Step 1. Become a chunk detective.
This is the fun part. Your new job is to listen for chunks everywhere. When you're watching a movie on Netflix, listening to a podcast, or hearing a song, pay attention to the phrases that pop up again and again.
Don't just hear, "What do you think about it?" Train your ear to hear, "What do you think about it?" as a single block of sound. When someone says, "I'm looking forward to the weekend," the chunk is looking forward to. It's a package deal. The words always come together like that.
Your brain is a pattern-matching machine. You just have to tell it what patterns to look for. Start noticing these chunks and you'll see they are everywhere.
Step 2. Create a chunk notebook.
This is your new Bible. Forget your old vocabulary lists with single words. Get a notebook or a document on your computer, and every time you find a new useful chunk, you write it down. But, and this is key, you don't just write the chunk.
You write the chunk and the situation you would use it in. This is critical. You're giving your brain a trigger. For example, could you do me a favor? When I need to ask a friend or colleague for help.
Or, I'm not so sure about that. When I want to disagree politely.
Or, it's up to you. When I want to give someone else the power to decide.
This isn't homework. This is building your fluency arsenal. Every single chunk you add is a pre-built tool you can use in a real conversation without thinking. It's a superpower. You're not just memorizing, you're creating a map for your brain to follow.
Which leads us to the final and most important step.
Step 3. Practice chunks, not words.
Once a chunk is in your notebook, you need to make it automatic. You need to burn it into your brain. The way you do that is by practicing the entire chunk out loud in different sentences.
So you learned the chunk, "on my way." Don't just repeat it, use it. Say it out loud right now. Don't worry, I'm on my way. He said he's on my way. Sorry, can't talk, I'm on my way to a meeting.
Every time you do this, the chunk becomes stronger in your mind. It gets faster to access. You're building a neural pathway, a superhighway, directly to that phrase. So when you need it in a real conversation, it just comes out. No translation needed.
And this right here, step 3, is the tip that will save you 10 minutes of study time every day. Stop spending 20 minutes on a random list of 20 vocabulary words. Spend just 10 minutes practicing 5 high-frequency chunks in real sentences. It's 10 times more effective in half the time. This tip, it's a game changer. Okay, so you're a chunk detective, you have your chunk notebook, you're practicing them, you are on your way to becoming a fluent speaker. But there's still one more piece to the puzzle.
Right. What happens in that moment when your brain is searching for the next chunk? You don't want that dead, awkward silence. That's where the fear comes back.
This is where we learn to use a tool that most English teachers told you to avoid. We're talking about thinking sounds, or what linguists call fillers.
I can literally feel some of you tensing up. You've been told that saying, like, and is bad. that it makes you sound unintelligent or unprofessional.
But they are bad, right? I want to sound smart. Slang and fillers scare me. I feel like people will judge me if I use them.
I completely understand that fear. It's a myth that so many learners are taught, but let's tackle that fear together right now. The truth is, native speakers use fillers all the time. Listen to any podcast, any interview with a CEO, a scientist, anyone. They all use them.
But why?
Because fillers serve a purpose. They are conversational signposts. They signal to the listener, hang on, I'm accessing information, my brain is working, don't interrupt me. A moment of pure silence can feel like the connection is dropped. A filler word keeps the connection alive.
So the silence is actually more awkward than the filler.
Often, yes. The trick isn't to eliminate them, it's to use them naturally, just like a native speaker would. You can use them to bridge the gap between your chunks. Let's look at an example. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you want to eat for dinner?" The old way, with silence, is, "I would like pizza." The new way, with a filler, is, let me see. I think I'm in the mood for pizza.
Wow, okay. That second one sounds so much more natural. The let me see is actually a chunk itself. It's a thinking chunk.
Exactly. You use a thinking chunk to buy yourself a few seconds for your brain to grab the content chunk. Let's try another one. Someone asks you, "What are you doing this weekend?"
Instead of freezing, I can start with a filler chunk. Oh, that's a good question. I'm thinking of maybe going for a hike?
Yes. See what he did? He linked 3 chunks together. That's a did question, plus I'm thinking of, plus going for a hike. And he used the little filler to connect them smoothly. No awkward silence. It sounded completely natural and confident, even while he was thinking.
This is a huge unlock. You don't have to be afraid of not knowing what to say instantly. You just need a filler chunk in your back pocket to give yourself a moment. Game changer.
Okay, DialogueBoost family, theory is great, but practice is where the progress happens. It is your turn. No more passive listening. It's time to speak. We're going to do a quick, interactive drill.
Here's how it works. We'll give you a situation, then we'll give you the chunks. We'll say the full sentence, and your job is to repeat it out loud right after us. Don't be shy. Say it with confidence. Ready? Let's go.
Drill 1. Situation. You are running late for a work meeting.
Okay, listen and then repeat after me. Let's start with the first 2 chunks. I'm so sorry. I'm running a little late.
Great. Now, let's try the last part. Repeat after me. I should be there in about 10 minutes.
Fantastic! Now, let's put it all together. One smooth, confident sentence. Ready? Repeat after me. I'm so sorry. I'm running a little late. I should be there in about 10 minutes.
Pausing now. Just take a second. How did that feel? You weren't thinking, I, then am, then so, then sorry. You said the whole idea as one piece. You're doing amazing. Let's do one more.
Drill 2. Situation. A friend suggests a movie you don't want to see. You want to be polite.
Okay, let's try the first part. Repeat after me.
To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of horror movies.
Excellent. Now you need to suggest an alternative. Repeat after me. How about we watch a comedy instead?
You've got this. Let's combine them into one smooth thought. Ready? Repeat. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of horror movies. How about we watch a comedy instead?
Yes, that's it. That is how you use chunks to sound polite, natural, and fluent all at the same time. The more you practice this, the more automatic it becomes.
Take a moment and acknowledge what you just did. You spoke in full sentences, using natural English phrases without translating word by word. That feeling of smoothness?
That is the beginning of true fluency.
Today, you didn't just learn a tip. You learned a completely new operating system for your English brain. This one habit, shifting from words to chunks, is your key to finally stopping the painful translation and starting the joyful conversation.
I literally cried when a student first told me this method clicked for them. They said, "For the first time, I feel like my personality can finally come out when I speak English." That's what this is all about. It's the freedom to be you, the freedom to connect, to laugh, to share your amazing ideas with the world without that feeling of being trapped behind a language barrier.
You are building the skills to connect with people, to advance in your career, and to explore the world with confidence. You didn't just watch a video today, you gained the freedom to connect.
You're not just a learner anymore. You're part of the DialogueBoost family, and we are genuinely so proud of the work you're putting in.
So here is your mission, should you choose to accept it. Your homework is simple. Today, watch or listen to something in English, a movie, a TV show, a song, anything. Find just one chunk that you like, just one.
Write it down in your new chunk notebook and say it out loud 3 times. That's it. That's how this new habit begins. And we want to hear from you. Let us know the chunk you found in the comments below. Let's build a huge library of chunks together.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If this video helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe to DialogueBoost for more lessons that unlock your confidence. We'll see you in the next one.